Hello all of you wonderful people, Jules here for WhatCulture.com, filling in for Adam Cleary, who usually hosts this format because he's on some sort of leisure cruise trying to snap a picture of a melting iceberg for his phone screensaver, something like that. Anyway, on Friday's edition of SmackDown, the Fiend Bray Wyatt unveiled, to let's just say questionable reactions, the custom Universal Championship. It is, to put it succinctly and in my own opinion, an abomination. But I'm not just talking about the fact that it looks like a Slipknot mask dragged out over a Juggalo wrestling design. It's the fact that it's priced at $6,499.99. That is mad. It's got hurt and heel all over it and let and in on either side, which when strapped around Bray's arse is going to just say inlet. Nice. And yet, you know what? It's going to sell well, because it already has. But it's not just merely an abomination of design, it's an abomination of concept. Now, this Fiend character was dreamt up from Bray Wyatt's deranged reimagination as a sort of rebirth. He referred to his past self in the very first Firefly Funhouse as a pathetic slob loser, and then to get over the gimmick, he took a chainsaw to a cardboard cutout of the old Eater of Worlds in his butcher apron. Then, at SummerSlam, he made an iconic entrance by remodeling his lantern. It was now no longer like this traditional light source, but now came from his own source of illumination. He carried his own disembodied head of the old persona to tell us once and for all that the old Bray Wyatt was dead. And yet, with this new character, this Fiend who was once so promising, he's now turned the Universal Belt into a toy. He even said so himself. But the question is, and why I'm here today, is to ask this. Was the belt ever worth anything? Are we getting too upset about the fact that it's now a toy, when the fact is that it never drew anything ever? So let's have a bit of a brief history. It was created to shape the Monday Night Raw main event scene post-2016 brand split, and was immediately captured and then immediately vacated by one Finn Balor at SummerSlam. It was a bit of a stop-start, if ever there was one, and the fans had already dubbed this belt Jam Strap because of the fact that it looked like Brock Lesnar after 3 minutes of ring work. It was that red. It was a design that lacked imagination, merely because red is raw, and raw is war, and raw is boring, yes, and we as an audience weren't allowed to be trusted, according to this design at least, to deal with anything more bolder. Then we have the name itself. Reductively, the belt either crowned the best wrestler in the universe, which we all know is Max Moon, and therefore is not up for contention, and it was also flippant because the truth of the matter isn't actually much better. It was just hyperbolic marketing. Now, as we know, Balor was injured in the match. It was all quite unfortunate, but the match itself was pretty brilliant. It was 20 minutes of tense and equal strength and skill that actually put both men over and the belt. Fans immediately accepted this title the moment that Finn's hand was raised, but then lost it as quickly as soon as it was vacated. Championships need champions, and to switch this early on put things on the back foot. Now, while things did get slightly better, in a way, with Kevin Owens taking up the reins and making the Universal title an object that every living person wanted off of his shoulder, things started with some classic Triple H shunting, because his interference was not actually done to help Owens, but to further his own angle with Seth Rollins. The belt was an afterthought to Triple H. The Mania 33 event was the real prize. Now, thankfully, things definitely picked up with the interplay between Owens and Jericho. That was just phenomenal. The comic duo was wonderful, but the timing of the act itself kind of undermined the championship. I'll explain. So, while it was a revelation on television, when it came to pay-per-views, the same old story just materialized. A Clash of Champions, Hell in a Cell, and Roadblock, End of the Line. Chris Jericho's interference enabled Owens to retain the belt. This was a championship that was just losing heat each and every passing show, and having the interference win wasn't establishing anything other than just prolonging the Passover moment. This booking is used with other titles quite frequently. But here, this championship had no history to draw from because it didn't mean anything. So, then we got the moment that we were all waiting for, a new champion. It was Goldberg at Fastlane 2017. But after Braun Strowman's Royal Rumble interference furthered the bullshit to clean ratio. In fact, across the first 5 Universal Championship matches on pay-per-view, and this doesn't actually include Owens' Raw matches that he had, there was 4 matches that ended in trademark inconclusive sports entertainment wins. 1 ended cleanly. That's 4-1 in the favour of bullshit. Oh, but we are not out of the woods yet, as Goldberg's win and then Brock Lesnar's subsequent win tarnished this belt with a new shade of shit. On Brock's waist, this became a belt associated with an act-killing, show-killing mercenary. "Why would I watch the show, Paul?" Lesnar said of Raw, which didn't put over his title as anything to wear with pride or arrogance or even be anything worth fighting for. Basically, his program with Roman Reigns thereafter was Roman's fighting to rescue the belt from the waist of a champion who didn't give a single toss about it. Lesnar then reclaimed it almost immediately following Roman Reigns' leukemia diagnosis later in that year. And in a telling indication of just how much stench had engulfed everything, Reigns won it at SummerSlam 2018 by effectively tapping Lesnar on the shoulder and saying, "Look over there," and that was the finish. Again, it was utter bullshit. This time designed to hoodwink fans into actually cheering Roman through shock value alone. The Universal title, therefore, at this state in time, wasn't a prize to be won, because the victory meant nothing. It was something to fans because they were desperate to see Lesnar lose. Now think about that. This championship, at this point in time, is still worthless because not a single worthy champion has given it meaning. Anyway, let's skip forward a bit to Seth Rollins, who finally has slain the beast, and finally we had one moment of glory. We had a championship with a champion, and now he could lead us on to... Oh, Seth, what are you doing, mate? Stop. Step away from Twitter. No, just... Seth. Why? Okay, let's just skip forward again. And now The Fiend is the champion, inheriting a championship that really, by all accounts, doesn't mean a damn thing. And therefore, when Bray Wyatt called this new Fiend Universal Championship a toy, he's actually on the money with that notion. The fact that the biggest stink around this title and his initial win is that it would be the wrong colour for the wrong brand is actually the most that anyone has ever spoken about the Universal title in months. Within 3 years, the colour of the title, once a complete source of scorn, has become the utmost importance. And because they caved in and made it blue, it proved that the term Universal isn't applicable at all. It is tied to the brands, it is tied to the show it's on, and so the term Universal should really be Fox's cluster of planets that circle around a singularity of madness that is Vince McMahon, although that is less catchy. The Universal title is a prop. We all know this deep down. And the WWE has promoted 27 Universal title matches on pay-per-view. 15 have ended cleanly, 12 have ended with some sort of shenanigans designed to trick you into watching the next show via the most inelegant and apathetic means. Therefore, the WWE has literally made a mockery of your money nearly half the time. Is it any wonder, therefore, that the Universal title doesn't feel, let alone look, like a major wrestling title? So the disturbing truth behind the WWE Universal title is that this is a manifest symbol of WWE's creative woes, and literally the only people that are willing to buy it are the remaining dedicated ultra-hardcores who are now being sold an overpriced and underbaked strap by the newest company shill. Cheers, Vince. And there we go, that's been the disturbing truth behind the WWE Universal title's history, where it's going forward, and the new design. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments section below. If you like the design of this belt, by the way, that is absolutely fine. You're allowed to like what you like and dislike what you dislike. I ain't gonna judge you, it's just my opinion at the end of the day. So there we go. Hopefully we can still be friends. I hope that you're doing well, whatever you are getting up to in your life, because you know what, friend? You watching this video, you deserve 3 things: love, happiness, and success. We all do. Try and be there for other people, and trust me, you'll find that there are people out there who care way more about you than you might realise. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me at RetroJ with a 0 over on Twitter. And if you are looking to follow something a bit different, if you like something even more nerdy than that, then check out Live and Let's Dice. It's my board game channel that I run here on YouTube. Yes, it's true, I have passions outside of the office. Hope to see you over there. Hope you have a fantastic day, whatever you are getting up to. And remember, you are an absolute bloody legend. Never forget that. Catch you later. Bye.